Thank you so much for being here. This is my first video and my name is Beatriz. I come from Spain and I live in Ibiza, and today I'm here to explain you and tell you the true story and the real one about my body, about how did I came to finish working in the embodiment practices. We are going to talk about a little bit what that is and how incredible it can be, the process of alchemizing everything you're feeling, because this is the incredible power that we have to discover. There is nobody who can help you to do this if it's not you who puts your body into the process. So I'm going to tell you how it was for me. I was not always a person that you could consider like calm and embodied and allowing myself to feel and to express and to find the right words. I was not always like this. I was always a little bit behind the scenes. I was not showing up. And the story about myself is that talking about my body in my environment, somehow, don't ask me why, but somehow the body as itself and the power of the body was something to avoid. I talk about the environment of the church, family, school, society. This was something that I got somehow that I had to block, This was something disgusting, something that I cannot trust. Don't imagine this as a big thing, like if somebody would say you directly, like, don't trust your body. It's not that. But it happens in small seeds every day since you're born. You come somehow to a point where you don't know what's going on with your body. How does it work? How do you feel about it? You don't discover it, so it becomes like kind of taboo. It's really weird because I wanted to be open about that. It was not just one side, like it's disgusting, and so as a woman maybe you can reflect on this way of existing, but at the same time we get told that it's not just that it's disgusting and we cannot trust. We get also the message, and this is something that it's not combining really well, that our body is too good. So it's really bad and at the same time it's really good. And this is a weird message to get. There is no sense about that. So it's normal that at the end you don't know what to feel or what to know. So as you cannot trust yourself first and you cannot trust the message, you can imagine the level of, how can I say this? You get stuck. You know what I mean? You don't go to some places, and I don't mean like official places. I mean you don't go to your body. You don't want to realize what's going on. It's better to shut it up, to disconnect from it, to block it, to suppress it. You just forget it and go for other things as a way to surviving, as a way of living. We think it's easier to just not show up and being silent, but there is some point you realize someone, look, I was living like this for 25 years, completely out of my own experience, without really knowing what I was feeling, completely out. But somehow it came a point where it was more impossible. It was impossible to sustain that. Why did I know that? I was getting sick really often, and I mean real sickness. For example, I had a really important kidney infection, like a really, really big one. I had painful periods, like menstrual period cycles. And I was feeling really sad and depressed. I was not enjoying life, so I consider myself like a dead person. You know what we think, like something between a person and a zombie. You are quite in the middle. You just shut up yourself. You don't connect no more with your body. That is a really big sensor. You know what I mean? So the skin is the biggest organ, and it's also what connects you to the environment you are in. So I just blocked it till a point it was not more possible to continue that way. So it was weird because this is a hard step, it could be so easy, not just for you, but for others, that you don't show up, that you stay silent, like in the school, sit and don't talk, don't move, and don't even breathe. This is really easy for everyone, but if you are creative, if you really feel, if you're allowing yourself to take everything that comes, it's not always easy, I mean in feelings, but it's worth it, and somehow there's no more way that you can hold it back. It's going to come like a volcano, you know what I mean? When you try to press it down like, I don't want to see, I don't want to hear, I don't hear anything, because you think if I hear myself, if I get these messages, I'm crazy. You think so because we are educated in this way, so we don't connect with our powers and our inner wisdom. This is everything like a plan, like an agenda, you know? It's easier for everyone, for the government, for the church, for your family to control you, so you are easier to manage. So there was a point, as I told you, there's no more way to hold that back, and you think like, fuck everything, I'm going to do whatever I need. And you realize you don't feel anything, so you don't get any message, you don't sense it. And this is because it takes practice to allowing yourself to experience, to feel, to know what you need, to practice about that, and knowing how the messages, the language of your body works. The language of the body, it's not a language like this one, like we don't communicate in the same level. This is another way, you know? This would be, maybe this happened to you quite often, or someone that you were like in silence, or you were talking with somebody, and then a message like, oh, I have so much pain in my back, or I cannot hear no more. These are the kind of messages that are so important to consider, because they are like the root that puts you in the place you need to be. And if we just don't hear it, don't see it, and nothing, so it's really hard. And if you do this really often, it becomes a time where you are so stuck and so inflexible, and there's no way to manifest anything, that somewhen this is going to come. So that's why I thought, okay, what I'm going to do, I can tell you some small things I started doing some time ago. I say not so far away from now, but it helped me really much. For example, the first steps I made, I remember I was putting myself in front of a mirror. This is quite easy in the physical way, because you put your body there, and we could think that that's all, but it's a huge thing. So you are there and you start focusing in some parts, you watch them, you start touching them. It's scary, it takes time, but it helped me really much. It takes time for real. I have to repeat it again, because this is the point. It's practice. It takes you to allow yourself to be there and to take everything without judging it, and you will still judging it, you know, but you come like to a place where you are able to digest everything, and you don't need to just take what you like. You take everything, and somehow you make the process inside of yourself. Breath work. I'm talking about embodiment practices that became my work. It helps myself like every day, and I can help others to reach these small steps that make our life better. Breath work, fluent breathe. Pay attention to how does your body feel when you move, with music, without music. With music it's a little bit easier, or yeah, you can go there more like comfortable, because it's like a support, so you are not alone like in the silence, that it's really, it pushes you really whoop. Because when you think like, okay, I don't enjoy X thing, you wish yourself to take it out, but you never think like, I have to put something there in, you know? And if you have a gap, you have to fill it with something. It's not like I take it and this was everything. So that's why embodiment practice helped me so much, and still helping me in the present, because it helps you to connect with your whole existence, to alchemize this, and to be welcomed every time more. So thank you so much. This was the first video, and I'm going to make, I don't know when, but I'm going to make more videos. Thank you so much, and I wish myself to know your experiences about this.